Brian Redfern with Remax Prime out here in Paradise Valley. A lot of folks that I work with uh, wind up coming in from other states and saying, "Hey, I've got this bankroll and I want to buy in Scottsdale." And I had one recently come up here. This is a 1031 exchange buyer, and they want Scottsdale. They want Gainey Ranch or McCormick Ranch, and that's not too uncommon. That's considered the heart of Scottsdale out here. One of the things that folks don't understand about our area is that a lot of our cities are shaped like fingers. They're long and narrow. So Scottsdale is definitely one of those, long and narrow. And then you've got this kind of little pocket right here, Paradise Valley, where I am, and then you have Phoenix, and Phoenix is long and narrow. Then you have Glendale, long and narrow. Then you have Peoria, long and narrow. So right in here in this little spot, that's where my office is located. But people really, really, really love that Scottsdale area. And why? Because it always ranks in the top 10 of destination recreation places for people to go to for vacation or want to buy in and invest in for potential return on investment. So here's the thing. Several years ago, people would come in and say, I've got $350,000 and I want to buy in Scottsdale. And that would have been like 2019. And maybe you could have picked up something, a patio home or something of that nature down in South Scottsdale, which hadn't really gentrified yet. What I can tell you is that I usually took people up into what I call Scottsdale East, which is Fountain Hills. And I was able to get people phenomenal buys. And during that time, 2019, 2020, those who did buy with me in that price range, a little bit higher, actually, like low fours. I mean, their estimated property value now in just 5 years is about 800, $900,000. Shazam, right? So now we understand why people like Scottsdale. Once in a while, you'll see a little bit of a dip. Like this year, we saw a little bit of dip in home median list prices. We were typically like right around 1.3 since I think February of 2022, where it jumped up above a million in record prices. It might have been 2021, but I think it was 2022. But I digress. I wind up in an alley off the topic. But we had a little bit of a dip here this last few months. We went down to 838. We had a ton of millionaires come in and buy up a lot of the Scottsdale homes that are turnkey, right? That's what happens. The really wealthy people tend to buy when the stock values are low. And a lot of the rest of us tend to sell off when things start going bad. That's when you invest. So here we are. We're at a point, we had a little bit of an uptick in the Scottsdale median house price last month. That information is coming from Mr. Troy Peterson with First American Title and Escrow Company, phenomenal guy. He provides me with a lot of my data that I share when I do share information. Tonight, at the end of this evening, here I am sitting here, and I wanted to share and hopefully help educate people, predominantly my current client, about it's nice that you want Gainey Ranch. It's wonderful that you want to live in the heart of Scottsdale. It's wonderful that you want to have an investment property, but it's also important that you understand what you're looking for and what you need to prepare for price wise and what you have to look at. So we are in just above a stable market in Scottsdale right now. We're actually a little bit on the plus side of a market that would suggest that we're in a seller's marketplace, but we do have a uh, a pretty high number of homes of inventory and not a whole lot of buyers. So advantage seller isn't that great. We have buyers that are stalling now because the prices went up again. But so what I wanted to do is talk to them about a listing. The, I'm going to share this with you too. If you're looking in the Scottsdale or Paradise Valley area, it's important to understand your proximity of the city. Scottsdale Road pretty much divides Paradise Valley to the west and Scottsdale to the east, and there's a huge price jump. And so I wanted to share that with you. So I'm going to share screen here. So as I was talking with these folks, I wanted to make it very clear to them um, what it is that they're hoping to find compared to what's available. Let's drop this screen. So their criteria is 4 to 5 bedrooms, 3 car garage, 3 full bathrooms, and that's a hard thing to find in the heart of Scottsdale. So I knew that. They don't know that. And the best way to help people understand that is to show them rather than just tell them. I don't ever want to come off as though I don't have the time to share to help inform people. So I say, look, let's just take a look at this. So price point, 700,000 up to, in these folks' case, 950. But I did a search. Let me show you our search. Well, the search was basically from 700,000 to 950. That's the top of their budget. I wanted to share with them that when you start looking at homes that have three-car garages and three full bathrooms and four or five bedrooms, you've got to look outside of the heart of Scottsdale. I drew a line on the map based on our 26,000 listings, and I had to do some adjustment because when we were looking at three-car garage, I think we only had about 12 listings, maybe less than that, in this block that I've drawn here. And then I lowered the count of bathrooms to two. And with doing that, we're able to get 43 properties instead of 16 or 24. I also had to go in and overlap. See, here's Scottsdale Road. That's a divider road that I told you about that divides Paradise Valley from Scottsdale. Now, your Heart of Scottsdale, people will argue with me about this, but basically Cactus Road, and I went down, let's see, just below, where did I go? I went just below Indian Bend. I went to McDonald, okay? Some people might say that extends down a little bit further south to Chaparral. I know the area because I lived there when I first moved here. But really, it's this green belt in here that people are talking about, I find, when they're wanting to move in or buy. Sorry, I've got a lot of text messages coming in, so that's the ding. So what you're going to see here as I share these areas of this kind of target area that people want to come to is the 101 corridor. Okay, that's the 101 highway. Part of it's on leased land, Indian reservation land, Native American Indian reservation land. That's the Salt Pima tribe right there that has this property. Okay, and the city or the state made an arrangement to extend that 101 freeway up that way. But that heart of Scottsdale truly is in this block, Hayden Road. I think that's Hayden right there. Nope, there's Hayden right there. So what's this? This is Pima. Okay, so Pima over to Scottsdale. What you're seeing over here in dots, I had to go into Paradise Valley to get some of those three-car garages and four bedrooms with three bathrooms. And then I captured the heart of Scottsdale. McCormick Ranch, people love that. Gainey Ranch, people love that. Now, I had some folks that moved into Gainey Ranch. I want to say in 2020, they bought a really great place. They invested about a $500,000 into it, just redoing the family room and the kitchen. And it's gorgeous. I think they might have paid 600, 500, 600,000 at the time. They put 500 into it. Its new value is about 2.5. So as I share that with you, it's to give you a point of reference on these buyers that we're educating. And hopefully this will educate you too if you're considering moving or investing in the area. To buy a house in this area, be prepared to have some bank. I mean, you're looking at 1.1 minimum, 1.2, 1.3. It starts to open up around 1.3, 1.4. I'm going to show you here in a minute. These are the current active listings for single family homes, detached, with at least a two-car garage, four bedrooms, and two full bathrooms. Okay, there weren't that many, 43. That's it. 43 out of the 26,000 homes that are listed in our MLS. The first listing I brought up is at 888. There was nothing below 700,000 up to 888. And this one happens to be my listing. So I want to talk to you guys a little bit about my listing. This listing is on leased land, just like our highway to the east. 101 highways on part of a land lease from the Salt River Pima tribe. So a lot of people don't know what leased land is. We see it more so in the big cities with co-ops. A lot of folks from Europe are used to co-ops or lease properties. They don't actually own the land. They rent the apartment or they own the apartment, but they pay a pretty high community fee. Um, so one thing I wanted to back up about is the folks that I sold or worked with on the home in Gainey Ranch. I believe they have three different HOAs. And if I'm remembering correctly, her name is Mary. Mary told me that her HOA fees are about 2,400 bucks by the time she pays the master, the primary community, and the community she's in. So it can get high. Okay. There are some pockets through that area that have no HOAs, but you don't see a lot of turnover in there. You don't see a lot of homes come for listing there. Um, and when you do, people buy them that fast and the value's higher, right? Because people don't like HOA fees. Now, here in a lease land situation, you own everything that's affixed to the ground. You don't own the ground itself. Pretty common in this area, this specific area in the heart of Scottsdale. This one is a property that is a four-bedroom, two-bath, and it's 2,080 square feet. Private pool. It's in a mid-century modern Spanish revival community known as Santo Tomas. Now, a builder named Patterson went through several of the communities back in the mid-70s and built Santo Tomas communities throughout Arizona or Metro Phoenix. So I know of one in Tempe that in fact I have a great listing coming up in there. It is gorgeous, totally restored to that mid-century modern um, Spanish revival style. It is gorgeous. And it, again, like this one, courtyard, two-car garage, private entrance through the courtyard and also through the garage. It's going to list right around 725. If you want more details about that, I can send them to you. But this one here was bought by a wonderful family. Um, Wife bought it from siblings out of the estate of her mom. Her mom just had a change of living. She didn't pass. She just had needed a different home. So she bought this. She and her husband bought it. Her husband's an amazing contractor. They did such a beautiful job on this place. So they did remove a lot of the original details, but contemporized the home, making it absolutely beautiful. Because their intention was to live in it, they did all these really high-end finishes. They didn't intend to ever really sell it. The land lease on this property, land leases usually run for 99 years. This one was built in 1979. Okay, so that means you've got about 50 years left on the 99-year lease. It ends 2070, pardon me, and so you've got about 50 years, little less than 50 years, I suppose. But for somebody like me who's in that 55 plus zone, I'd buy this and not care about it because I'm not going to be around when the land lease gets renewed. Here's the deal. When you're looking at lease land, yes, you are going to have a lease land fee. You can see right here. Leasehold is what it's called when you're looking at a listing. Some of the resale sites out there don't list that. In fact, I had a buyer just recently who called me because of this listing, didn't see anything about leasehold on the IDX, which is what you see as a consumer out there online. And they love the house. Who's not? You're going to see this pretty soon. And but they decided, they don't want lease land because they were of the mindset where they wanted to own the land too. Now, the total monthly fees, there is a small HOA fee that you pay monthly, 71.5. HOA transfer fees, really inexpensive. You can go up to $400 here in Arizona, 185.50. And your total monthly is 995.5. So it's right in the middle of paying nothing and what you would pay on the really high end just up at Gainey, where some of those can be in the thousands. Okay, there's no capital improvement fees or anything like that here, so you're in good shape. Let's take a look at this place. Before we do, why buy leasehold? Okay, so look, the next high or the next priced home is at 1.1 million. From that 1.5, 1.29, 1.3, 1.35, 1.55, 1.6, and then you start getting across Scottsdale and or Scottsdale Road and you get into Paradise Valley and you jump up by another million. Okay, these are the surrounding homes around here. 2.1, 2.2, 2.4, 2.5, 3.2, 4.2, or 4,025,000, and it keeps going up. And the most expensive property in that area right now, very close to this home, 11,900,000. So if you're looking for that heart of Scottsdale or just over the border into Paradise Valley, be prepared for those numbers. And if you're not, then be prepared to look at your better values, which might be lease land. Okay, a couple reasons. Number one, price. You're going to get a much better price on a leasehold property because there's fewer people that understand them and know how to make that value work for them. I'll explain to you how you do that in a moment. The second thing that's important is that you have lower taxes. Look at this, 1.646 was the amount of taxes paid in 2024. Um, and then it also puts you right in the hub of everything. Now, this particular owner has given me numbers on when they were trying to keep the house after they moved to Texas because they realized their kids were never moving back to Arizona. They went ahead and bought out in Texas, and they're out there with their kids and grandkids now. But this home they wanted to keep. They didn't want to let go of, so they tried Airbnb-ing it, or let me call it short-term rentaling it, and they did very well. They did very, very well with it. They report monthly incomes ranging from 5,500 to 7,500 per month. That's pretty good. Those of you who are investors can figure out your cap rates, okay? And if you need help with that, message me and I'll help you work it out. The community Santo Tomas, it's very well known. The one in Scottsdale is on lease land. The one in Tempe is not. The one in Mesa is not. And I believe there's another one in Phoenix, although I've never toured it. But they all have this same kind of thing. They're courtyard homes. Let me show you some photos. Big courtyard. You can see it's a walled off in the front. There's a private courtyard entrance here. This particular model is called the Balboa, and it's built at all of the um, locations that I've been to. I know it's built at Tempe. I know obviously here in Scottsdale and out in Mesa because I almost bought in the one in Mesa. They were typically built near pretty noteworthy country clubs in the times when they were built, and this one's no exception. Check this out. This home is really awesome because it's north-south facing. The parking lot and the garage faces south. The rest of the property faces north. The clear wall or the Oh God, that's not what the sheer wall between this house and the next house faces west. So all your exposure is from the east and the south. So you get these wonderful sunsets behind the house, the pool, the decking, the lighting. This house is full of romance. You walk in to, let's see, you back here. There's the double door entrance, then all the sliding glass doors give you full view of the courtyard. It's really wonderful. These folks did a gorgeous job with this particular home. Now, this home would have had a sunken living room and a beehive fireplace and some wrought iron that was about waist high and really bad kitchen cabinets with those awful bridges that come across the peninsula where you scrape the top of your head off and you wind up with my hairdo. That's what it would have had originally. And look what they did. They opened it up. They created pantry space by bumping into the garage a little bit. They put high end cabinets. These are solid maple cabinets, dovetailed joints, undermount glides. There's a higher end maker. They did this gorgeous island with a waterfall counter, the thicker lamination. So you have this big, thick lamination. By code, you're supposed to have electrical outlets in the side. They designed it properly. They tucked the electrical outlets inside and up high so you don't see them. LED lighting here, LED lighting here, higher end appliance package, and quartz countertop here, contrasting with the beautiful quartz that's here. They just put everything into it. And like I said, again, they weren't planning to sell this house. LED pendants, they did something, their style's a little bit more contemporary, a little bit more modern. Modified shaker, so it has a bevel rather than that sharp edge. They put down a beautiful wood finish. Looks like a porcelain tile. The columns that were here were tiled with a modern tile, really pretty. The gold hardware. Let's take a look here. See, I like to get some feature shots, some editorial shots to introduce spaces to people as they look at my listings. And so I get a lot of calls on this house. And we've had tons and tons of showings. Unfortunately, most of the agents that have been bringing buyers didn't pay attention to the fact that it's lease land. And so without educating their buyer before coming and the client being educated by a flyer, which I have there, they had questions. If an agent doesn't know how to sell or show or understand lease land, the possibilities or probability that their buyer is going to continue interest isn't going to be there. I do a pretty good job, I think, of sharing with people what lease land actually is. And that's what I'm doing here for you, the general public. I'm giving you kind of a behind the scenes look behind the green curtain of Gainey Ranch, McCormick Ranch, and Price Point, and showing you this listing, which just happens to be mine compared to the others, right? Be prepared for higher prices, more money. But lease land can be your best friend. Okay, so they put in this beautiful sea glass and honed pebble product on the hearth, beautiful wavy tile. They carried that tile through into other rooms. You're going to see that. They left the original beams, put in a beautiful feature fan. Nice white paint, beautiful. This is a double door entrance that comes into this primary bedroom. Really nice, very, very nice home. This is the shear wall that borders. This particular community was built on zero lot line, and what that means is that the one wall of the house is also the fence for the next courtyard. So if we go back, let's see if I can go back here and show you some pool. No, I'll go forward and get you. So just I'll remind myself to show you that. Okay, so primary bedroom. This is the feature shot to introduce the primary bathroom. Really beautiful. This one has quartz countertop, beautiful updated vanities, LED lights. There is a ironing board here. There's oh, what do you call it? A dry sauna. This window floods natural light in. It just floods the light in. So you wind up with great natural light through the bathroom and into the primary. As you can see, it's proving the light floods into the primary bedroom as well. And then here's the rest of the bathroom. So you have the window, you have the water closet, you have this beautiful skylight, LED light in the shower, and wait till you see the details in the shower. Beautiful walk-in shower, same tile that was used in the or pardon me, in the family room on the fireplace. Absolutely beautiful. Water jet cut marble, beautiful patterning, the wand, the shower heads. Great experience, spa experience. This is a spa style bathroom. That's why and how they designed it. Big walk-in closet. Okay, that's the primary. Here's the hall bath. You'll see the same style of wood throughout the house. It's all tile. For those of you who do not understand the snowbird traffic, a lot of my clients that were coming in from Canada and the Midwest, a lot of them don't want trip hazards, so they a seamless or at least all tile floor, and for the more sophisticated users, one floor covering, one beautiful floor covering just throughout gives a nice continuity. These folks specified a glass mosaic and a pebble look, a stainless steel brush tile that lines the liner. They put new windows in for efficiency and also to block sound and heat. The glass mosaic's gorgeous, completely redone. Everything in this bathroom is redone. This is the first or the second of the four bedrooms. Really nice. It has its own patio door, goes outside, inside, has a beautiful or let's see, these are actually bifold, not bypass. Closet doors, all the closets are lit. This one has beautiful shutter styling to it. You can see the hallway that goes back off to this side, just past this door. Laundry room, by the way, if you're not aware of this, in Arizona, washers and dryers and refrigerators are considered furniture. They don't often go with the residents during the purchase, and this one they come with. Next door down is that beautiful hall bath you saw. Next door past that is a linen closet, in case you're wondering where the storage is. And the next door beyond that is access to your heater. Okay. Next feature photo goes into another bedroom. This one's off the courtyard, so you can see the access door here. The octopus had to be put in for smiles, so people remember the house. So this is the third bedroom, and there's a fourth bedroom right here. There's your feature photo going into the fourth bedroom. So four bedrooms, two bathrooms in this place. You can see kind of the orientation and the layout. I try to create a story when we do the listing photos, and this is why people call it Heart of Scottsdale. Golf, 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 golf. Green belts, beautiful trees. This is the Scottsdale that people think of when they think of escaping the snow or coming for recreation. We also have Barrett Jackson and the horse shows in the spring. We also have the Scottsdale Art Expos, two of them. And what else do we have? Oh my God, the big golf, well, it used to be called Waste Management, the big golf tournament. So winter times, okay, here's the golf, here's the clubhouse. You can see all this area here, lots of waterways, lots of waterfowl. By the way, we're in a migratory pattern too. So you're going to get hummingbirds and different types of dove and different types of geese. And we have a bald eagle pair that nests just well, probably about 2 miles northeast of this lake. And if you hang out down at the Chaparral Lake at Hayden and Chaparral, you'll see Bandit and Misty. They hunt down there. They have fledged a couple of nests here the last couple of years. It's pretty exciting. Oh, if you're a wildlife fan, check out Mark, M-A-R-K, Koster, Koster, on Facebook. He's an avid photographer of all of our wildlife in this heart of Scottsdale area. You're going to love it. Now, here's the map. You can see the lakes. You can see the golf course as the main drive that comes through the heart of Scottsdale. Out here, you can see the reservation land for the Salt Pima tribe. And down here, you're going to see Old Town Scottsdale. And beyond that, there's Tempe and all the skyscrapers that are being built there. And how do we spot our house? Right here. See the yellow umbrella? This could be yours. Okay. So, sharing all this information with my buyers that are moving, well, they're actually utilizing a 1031 exchange. So their intent is for this to be a income producing property. If you think about, well, let's just do some quick addition. Let me pull my phone up here. Let's say you buy this, okay, as a income property. They're 12 months in a year. Let's take an average, let's say $6,500 a month. That's $78,000 a year. There's about 50 years left on the lease. So 50 times 1, 2 equals, that's 62 months times 6,500. That's $403,000 of income. That's pretty great. Now, these homes that are on leased land can be transferred through escrow to, or well, they can be transferred through estates, so you can will them, okay? The land lease exchanges at the rate of the last sale, okay? So here's a top view, absolutely beautiful. The roof didn't need to be redone, but the owner went ahead and recoated it anyway. I guess from the photo, she didn't like seeing that, so she had it recoated. These people have just put a lot into the house. It's a great value. If you're an investor, understand the money, okay? Seasonal rentals can pull higher amounts. That would be more of an average kind of Airbnb, 30-day minimum rental. No big deal. This has keypad codes on the gate to the courtyard and also to the house, so easy keypad entry. They can be operated remotely. The AC can be operated remotely. It's a great place. There's apple trees and orange trees. There's a fig tree. There's bird of paradise. And this could be yours. It's just a fantastic property. So we'll see. I mean, I presented this to the buyers. Let's see if they get it. If location is more important to them than owning the land, this is a great opportunity for them. If they see the value in long-term, short-term rental, and again, in this community, 30 days minimum, then they'll see this to be a really good investment. There's some other criteria thereby that needs to be in place that involves some potential first renters, and they're making, and that's going to weigh heavily on their decision as well. So anyway, that's sort of your rundown on great homes and great properties in the area. I mean, there's some wonderful properties in here that I looked at too. I know the agent on this one, lovely agent, great, very good agent. This one has a lower HOA. I have toured a lot of these homes. It's my job to know what's for sale in my market. I've toured this one too. It's absolutely beautiful. Has a wonderful listing agent. He and his wife do a great job. And but you know, you got to be prepared to spend 1.3. So sit down, figure out your pluses and minuses. What's more important to you, price of house or cost of HOA? What's more important to you, potential income? If you're owner occupied, this is a great option. If you're wanting to use it part-time and then lease it out the rest of the time, it's a great option. If you're looking for full investment, great option. If you'd like more information about Gainey Ranch or McCormick Ranch, you can call me at 619-403-0390. This particular property is offered by my brokerage and my broker, Dennis Rosval. Remax Prime are the only centrally located Remax in Metro Phoenix. That's a great thing, right at Tatum and Shea. We have a lot of great restaurants. You're going to want to come in and sit down and talk real estate. Let's go to lunch, come back, have a coffee, have a few laughs, and look at properties, and let me explain to you why something like this might be a very good option for you to consider over a full-on purchase. Okay. Thanks for joining me. If you have any questions, you know how to reach me. I hope this has been informative. I know it's been long, but you know what? You're talking about spending over $1 million or up to $1 million. It's worth the time investment to figure out what it is that you're looking at. I hope. I hope you agree. Take it easy, and I hope to see you in my office sometime soon. Take care.